Hey everyone, welcome to video 3 in our New Year series. This video is on exercise today, and we just want to say thank you so much for getting so involved and for sharing some of your biggest health hurdles with us so we can work through them together.
It's been great reading through all of your comments. Love your energy and your inspiration. Just really appreciate it. Keep it coming.
This video is the most important one in the entire series because it touches on one of the most critical pieces for a healthy, long life, which is exercise. We're going to show you how to precisely set up your workout plan so that it's easy to stick to no matter what. In the previous videos, we covered how to set up an automated food plan, as well as some of the key habits to implement in order to get deep, restful sleep every single night.
And the reason that we're talking about the 3 essential elements of diet, exercise, and sleep is because the payoff is we get to feel good. We get to live our best life, and not just live in hope or wish or dream mode, but actually move our lives into action towards joy, towards great memories, and creating a life of happiness.
And if you haven't met us yet, I'm Sierra.
And I'm Jesse.
And we did Brian Johnson's Blueprint Protocol for 90 days. We have about 2.5 hours of documentation on this channel of our trials and experiments and results from that journey. I also was a D1 recruited rower in a past life and have a degree in behavioral neuroscience from Brown University with a focus specifically on nudging towards positive habits and behavior change.
And let me tell you, if you're watching, you are in the absolute right place, because beginning this program, there was no exercise in my life whatsoever. And working with Sierra in the buddy system changed my life, where I'm doing daily exercise and doing things that I never thought that I would ever be able to do again. I have dropped 30 pounds of fat, of which 7 pounds was visceral fat, which is the fat that strangles your organs. And that's a huge difference. That made a huge difference. I'm getting in a safer zone of health. Not to mention that I gained 15 pounds of muscle. I'm swole, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're in the right place.
So now we're going to talk about setting up your own workout routine and some of the things that you should consider when putting together a plan that works for you. So the first thing is it's very helpful to have a baseline measurement. So we highly recommend taking a DEXA scan if you can. Those are between $40 to $100. When we first did the protocol, we started off with the DEXA scan just so that we could know what is actually the breakdown of fat versus lean tissue versus bone. When you step on the scale and it gives you a weight, or if you calculate BMI, these are metrics that really don't tell you much. What we're trying to do and what we're looking to see is how can we reduce body fat percentage if it's in an unhealthy place and increase the amount of lean tissue or muscle in our body so that we can ensure that our body is just set up to be as strong and healthy as possible. So what are the right exercises to do to ensure that your body is at its best? There are 2 buckets, aerobic exercise and resistance training. We need both to ensure that we are fully covering our health needs. For aerobic training, we're aiming for 150 minutes per week. That's about 25 minutes per day. Aerobic training is biking, walking, swimming, dancing. And there are 2 things we want to ensure that we're doing for those 150 minutes. One is mainly zone 2. So this is doing aerobic exercise, but we're able to talk or sing, but we're getting a good sweat in. So a majority of zone 2, but then also supplementing with some sprints where we are going as hard as we can for short little bursts of time. And that's where you'll end up in zone 3 to zone 5, which is about 70 to 100% of your max heart rate. And for those sprints, you can measure it with a Whoop band or an Apple Watch, but really you're just going as hard as you can go while biking or running or swimming and getting those reps in to really help with your heart health. For resistance training, we want to do this at least 2 times per week with the purpose of stimulating muscle growth. And resistance training looks like pull-ups, push-ups, squats, getting those reps in. So starting with let's say 20 squats, and then going up from there, seeing how many we can do, and over time increasing the rep count or increasing the amount of weight. We can do resistance training with actual weights at the gym, or simply our body weight or resistance bands. There's a ton of options, but we do want to make sure we're getting a combination of aerobic training with zone 2 as well as sprints and resistance training.
So Sierra, I struggle with working out, doing my workout in the morning or whenever it is, and then I spend the majority of the day sitting at my computer and all of a sudden just feeling wiped out. Is that okay?
So this is not talked about enough, which is if we are working out 30 minutes or an hour every single day, but then we spend 8, 9, 10 hours sitting for the rest of the day, this is not how our bodies are designed. And really, the key to exercise is, yes, get those 30 minutes in, the hour, that dedicated time, but really we're looking to incorporate movement into our entire day. So we're not just working out at the gym, we're also ensuring we're moving during the day while we're in our office, whether that's at home or an actual office. And when we get home from work, we're looking to incorporate movement into our evening routines as well. So a specific routine would look like this. Once you wake up and when the sun starts to rise, going outside for a brisk walk, 15 to 30 minute walk. You're outside, you're doing a combination of walking and running. So walking, a brisk walk, so you're starting to sweat, and then add in a couple of short bursts, boom, 30 seconds, boom, and that could look like super intense walking or running, depending on what feels right for your body, what actually feels like max capacity. Then either going into a gym with the buddies and doing some resistance training with weights in there, or just at the park, right at the table. You know, there's a table beside you and just doing some squats, doing some push-ups, getting reps in for resistance training. Looking into the middle of the day during work, working at a standing desk whenever possible. If it needs to be a sitting desk, then you can have one of those little steppers or foot pedals underneath the desk that allows for some movement, or a treadmill underneath your desk is another option. But majority of time standing, and every hour or so taking a break to do some squats or stretches or dance or movement. And then every couple of hours, actually getting outside for a brisk walk, or even if you must stay inside, actually taking some laps within the apartment or the house or wherever you are. But definitely every hour, ensuring that you're getting movement in. And then at the end of the day, once work is done and it's time to settle down, if TV is a really enjoyable part of the day, that could look like getting on a bike and doing some exercises on the bike while watching Game of Thrones. But ensuring that there is some movement happening and just throwing in a couple of sprints in there as well when you can. And then at the end of the day, you know, you've relaxed, you're relaxing, you're starting to wind down, and then you head to bed. But the intention of any routine is to not concentrate all of the exercise at just one 30-minute block in the day and then not move for the rest of the day. I know for me, I have felt so tired before, and I've asked myself, why do I feel so tired? I work out every day. How could I feel tired? I get great sleep. Why do I feel tired? And the answer is, I feel tired because I'm literally sitting for 8 hours a day. Of course I'm tired. I need movement. So as long as we incorporate movement, then we are ensuring that we're having great brain health and great body health. What if I'm feeling like I am too old to start exercising, or, you know, it's just not doable for me at this point?
Are you saying I'm too old? No, legit question, because that's how I felt about it until I jumped into it with you. First of all, it's never too late. It's never too late. Being 65 and hearing people say that I look like I'm 55 or I'm even 45, it's never too late to find ways to move your body. There are times when I'll take the stairs instead of the elevator. There are times when I'll just walk up and down the hallway of my apartment. Or the way that I've been really successful is the buddy system. Make sure that you have into the routine that you're doing this with a buddy. Either, FaceTiming or doing a Zoom and doing it together, or physically in real life in person. Do those walks or go to the gym and do those stretches. So it is never too late.
What if I don't have a gym close to me, or it's just not reasonable for me to get to the gym every day or even a couple times a week?
I can relate. I think the point is find some way in your environment, in your house, in your living room, in your apartment. There are all so many different ways to be able to move your body, whether it's with what Sierra said earlier about elastic bands, or just some small weights, or doing some wall push-ups, doing some stretching. There's so many different ways that you can move your body right where you're at. Keep it simple. I think that's the really important ingredient for me. Was Sierra really helped me keep it simple and work with what I have. And that makes all the difference.
So some tools to consider is a recumbent bike, a actual stand-up bike for the living room, steppers, pedals, resistance bands, weights, a mat. These kinds of things will allow you to set up a workout space in your home, in your office, wherever you are during your day, and ensure that you can get those reps in and keep the movement moving.
So let me say, before this protocol and working with Sierra, I actually thought that my life was ending. I started thinking that my kids would get a phone call, that I'm in the hospital, or I just started thinking really morbid thoughts that this was it. This was as good as it gets. Never thinking about the possibility that my trajectory for life and the quality of life could change. And it has changed drastically, wonderfully, and beautifully. So again, it's never too late. And the buddy system is really what I am committed to. That in many ways, Sierra is saving my life and teaching me how to save my life and giving me an opportunity to maybe do it for others, to be of service for others, which is really, for me, the absolute coolest thing ever.
And for the record, Jessica's saving my life as well. So Jesse and I have had a ton of fun making the 3 videos this past week on diet, sleep, and exercise. We love creating this kind of content. We hope you enjoy watching it. And we just want to touch on something that many of you have asked about, sent comments, questions, emails. How do I get into action? Because it's one thing to read up and have the knowledge, but it's another thing entirely to actually take steps forward towards transforming your life. And just changing the game for yourself. And the way to do that is oftentimes with the support of others. So we created a private membership community that basically acts as a training ground where we walk through everything that we talked about in these 3 videos, but we get much more detailed, much more personalized, and we're actually figuring out how to implement these things into your everyday life. The offer will be open for about 6 days, and it's going to be capped at a certain number of people. So if that's something that you're interested in, with group coaching calls, inspiration Q&As, calls with experts on a monthly basis, there is a link below where you can add your email, and we will follow up with all of the details on this membership community. If you want to level up, we're here for you, and we want to make that as easy and as easeful and as fun and enjoyable as possible. I know that's what we want for ourselves, so we want to support you in that same way. We're going to be here every single Sunday putting out videos, so we'll be here on YouTube. Don't worry about that. But if you are wanting to take action, here's an opportunity for that.
We love you. We appreciate you. We thank you. Check out the link, and let's not just say let's go. Let's grow. It's never too late. Got your back. Keep it going, baby.
And of course, leave us a comment if you have any questions at all. we will personally answer you.
Yes.
Make sure that, yeah, we got you covered. And we'll see you next time. Bye.